3, 4, 1.
High five.
Oh, big high five.
I'm standing there
Too big laughing.
Hey, this is Jeremy at the Acoustic Shop once again. We're talking about some of the cool gear we get in the shop. That's one of the biggest benefits of having a music shop is all the cool instruments that walk through the door. And this one, I was very excited when it came through. A customer came in asking us to look this over. Her grandfather had given this to her when she was about 14 years old, and she never learned to play it. But she still had it in really good condition. It had a tailpiece put on it that was not original to the guitar, so we got it back to original specs right now. But a very cool instrument. This is a 1896 style 17.
1896 Martin guitar, style 17. Has a gorgeous Brazilian rosewood on the back and the sides, a spruce top. Small body guitar. These are really small, at a 12 fret body, but it still had the original bar frets in it. Very cool slot head here that has a stamp on the back, not unlike a lot of the later Martin guitars that came out in the 30s, 20s, 30s. But this one, a little bit different. It's actually stamped New York. A lot of people didn't know that they used to stamp a lot of these as New York. Originally, the Martin shop was actually a violin shop out of New York. They moved to Pennsylvania by the time they did this, but they were still stamping them because they were distributing them to a store that was based out of New York. And it's kind of a more popular place to be out of than Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit more impressive to say out of New York, but we're just really excited she brought it to the shop, and we're going to have it on display at the shop for people to come see some of the early Martin history.
Yeah, it's really cool. We stuck a mirror down on the inside of this, and what's really kind of unique about this is all the old builders actually would sign it, and it was dated in 1896. I think it was November.
I think August of 1896. August? So before they assembled the guitar, they'd have the top done, and then they signed the top, and then they put the top on the guitar. So it has the signature of the original builder on the inside of the guitar, which is very cool too, and a nice script.
We don't have the original case for this, but if it had the original case, very cool as well. I had a mohair interior.
They called them coffin cases because they looked like they were built like coffins. And while we're reading up on this guitar, something that was also interesting is most builders that built the guitar would also build the case that went with it. So the same guy that built your guitar built the coffin case that went with it.
He probably built his own coffin too.
He might have just went ahead and did that just to be safe.
Just to be ready. It looked just like a Martin case at the time. But these are really, really cool. A great sounding guitar. We've been blown away with how much volume this particular guitar has. For such a small little guy, really, really came out there. And it's kind of cool to see one in this good a condition. Like you said, the tailpiece had been replaced because the bridge kind of started pulling apart. This is not the original bridge to it. We had one built for it. But it had pulled up enough that somebody decided, in the 50s probably, 40s, 50s, to put a metal, inexpensive tailpiece and ran a screw down in the bottom end of here.
Which actually probably preserved the top a little bit because it kept that top from pulling back any farther or cracking anymore. It put all the weight and tension on the end of it. Originally, these were probably most likely a nylon string guitar or a very light steel, which is what we got on here, a silken steel. So not meant to hold a lot of tension, but you're still, like I said, getting a lot of volume out of this small body.
Absolutely. I think it even still has the ivory nut, which is,
that is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
So come check us out at the shop. We have it on display. A very cool instrument that I think you'll like. Just seeing some of the history. Martin's built over 2 million guitars now, and this had to have been one of the early 1,000 probably that they had built, or somewhere around that amount. I would imagine in 1896. So pretty cool to see something this early and to see how good the workmanship was in that time with the tools they were using. These inlay patterns are so tight. I was really blown away with how well they were building these even way back in the 1800s.
Totally true. So come check that up, and thank you for viewing this particular episode. We enjoy sharing really cool gear, and I hope you guys do too. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do that. Comment about anything that you want to know. If you want to know more about this guitar or any of our other guitars, you can let us know about that too. And we look forward to seeing you all again.